a lot has happened since you guys last played around the league and around the country. Have you guys talked as a team about how you, if you're going to address, racial inequality as a team on Sunday?
Yeah, we talked about it Monday when we got back together. We all got a chance to watch everything over the weekend, so we had a good discussion about it Monday as a team. Had a little bit more. John and I got one-on-one with our leadership council, spoke with them. The players are getting together, talking about the best way they want to do it, and we'll continue to talk about it as the week goes.
Do you anticipate players and coaches all doing something similar or together?
Yeah, I anticipate us doing something together. I think that's really what it's about. I'm not exactly sure what the players are talking about that, but they're going to think of the best thing that they want to do, and on whatever we decide, hopefully decide to do it together.
Who's on your leadership council?
There's like 12 guys. I'm not smart enough to go through them off the bat. No, it's Elvis, Bowman, Reid, Paulson, Juice, Pierre, I think, Hoyer, Marquise. I know I left out a couple guys.
Is Eric Reid a guy you rely on in this situation? Obviously he has experience with this. He's devoted a lot of his off time to social justice causes.
Yeah, I think, I don't know about rely on. It's more, I just want information. So, you want information for people who know. And, I think Eric has paid more attention to it than the average person and knows more about it. So he's a great guy for me to hear his side and opinions and stuff, which helps me have a broader perspective of what's going on.
What were your reactions to what President Trump had to say?
I was pretty bothered by it. I think similar to, the same way most people were. I think, I got a lot of regard for that position. I have my whole life. It's a very important, big position to be the leader of our country. And when you hear something like that, it definitely bothered me, especially when he's calling out people that you're associated with. But it's, the most bothersome thing is just, I think how everyone sees that position and our country, and you expect that position to be the best leader possible. And when I think of being a leader, I think of bringing people together. And all I know is the quotes I read, and when I read those quotes, I think that's the opposite of what you're expecting.
Obviously, ask your players, but you have a sense that your team as a whole kind of feels the same way?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't got to talk to every single person, but almost everyone I've talked to personally feels similar. I think it surprised everyone, and I think you expect more out of that position. And I think everyone knows when people have differences of opinion, the only time you get things fixed is bringing people together, and that makes it a lot harder when rhetoric brings people apart.
First year as head coach, you're dealing with these kinds of issues, and a lot of people out there say that people in sports should stick to sports. Why do you think it's the right thing to kind of bring the team together and talk about non-sports issues?
I totally agree with people say that you don't want a bunch of politics in sports. It's a way to get away from it. But when it is affecting people and it is truly involving all of us, and I know it's bothered a lot of people, and you got to separate the stuff too. I think the stuff that's gone on in the country, going back to the last few years, has bothered a lot of people for good reason. And then you go to the stuff with the flag, which some people associate with that, some people don't. But then after this weekend, it kind of threw us all in the same spot that we all were associated. So I think that's kind of the time that you do need to address it with the whole team, because I think the whole NFL felt like we were all called out.
Feel at all like just watching it, having already played and seeing all the stuff that happened, did it feel like weird, like we're in a weird time? Did you get that kind of sense just watching it play out?
I think Saturday felt a little weirder for me, just because I expected that on Sunday. I think it was weirder to read quotes like that from a president. So I think it was weird for me to read that just sitting on my couch with my family, whether I'm an NFL head coach or whether I'm just a normal citizen sitting on the couch anywhere. So I think that was weird for everybody. But once you do read something like that, and I definitely wasn't weirded or surprised by what was going to happen the next day. It was exactly what I expected, and I kind of had a good idea how the people in this league would react to it.
Often that the viewership numbers are down and that these protests will further hurt those numbers. Is that a concern? I mean, is that talked about?
No, we don't talk about that stuff. We talk about stuff we can control, stuff that you can worry about, and that's, I mean, I don't know how to think about any of that stuff, whether it's talk, whether it's facts. I don't know, and I don't get how you can know. So you let stuff play out over the years, and after you get 10 years of data or whatever, you can maybe give a better answer. But all that stuff is stuff I don't think twice about.
What are
Nothing at all. I mean, we had a bonus day on Monday, so we talked about it for 5 minutes as a team, and spent about 20 minutes talking with the leadership council on a bonus day that we had extra time. So it hasn't affected us at all.
What are some of your thoughts and reflections about Eric's piece in the New York Times?
I think it was good that he did it. I mean, people. I think there's a lot of lack of understanding, and people don't know why people decide to do stuff, and people want to jump to conclusions, which you can understand to a degree. But I think it's very hard to have an opinion on anything unless you can understand people's intentions, understand why they wanted to do stuff. And I know, talking to Eric personally, that's what he really wants to do. He wants people to understand his intentions, and his intentions are not to disrespect the flag and our country. His intentions are to help our country, and it's a way that he believes will. You can disagree with that all you want, but I can't disagree with his intentions, and I respect his intentions.